You know, when I got started in the industry, guys, I'm going to tell you, some of you know my background. I'm going to briefly just kind of fly over it right quick. I used to be in the sports business, sports promotions. I ran, in the ring I was the referee to get the notoriety on TV, but behind the scenes, I was the promoter for World Class Championship Wrestling, the Von Erichs. Handled everything for them. Matter of fact, a good friend of mine used to come up this area many times, Mr. Ric Flair. Hopefully he's got some residual income because he sure spent a lot of it while he was traveling around the country. But through that business, I'm one of those that believes everything happens for a reason. Okay, it's fate. It's fate that you're here today. Somebody invited you. And when I heard about this business, I want you to understand, you may ask somebody to get started with you and they say, oh, that's not for me, or I'm doing real good right now. We live in a world where people's lives change daily.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to use mine as an example. When I was in the wrestling business, I was making a lot of money. Lived in a $400,000 home out in South Lake, Texas, 2 acres of land, traveled. I consider that not fun travel when you're in a different town every night, in a different hotel every night, in a different plane every night. But life was good. And then I did a big promotion. I set 2 world records. One of them was in Israel, where literally when we landed in Israel, 40,000 people showed up at the airport. The tarmac was covered when we landed. And to the point, the Prime Minister come and asked us that the Von Erichs not make any more appearances because the people were not going to work. To the point we went to a park and we were just going to do a charitable thing for, we thought 500 people, and 5,000 showed up, and they had to take us out through the drain system underground to get us out without anybody getting hurt. Life was good, and I had done those promotions with about 5 of my good friends that had put up money for us to go over there. We made a lot of money. You know, literally 7 nights in a row, we sold out huge soccer stadiums. Well, the very next year, I decided I would do it again, but myself. I was going to put all the money up. And, see, when you book all those restaurants, they have to block their day. So you got to put that money in escrow. That's gone. And then you got to take care of all the travel, the marketing. This is all takes place months ahead of time. Well, literally, 5 days before we left to go to Israel, the first desert storm broke out. Only thing coming into Israel was Scud missiles. We had shows, our top show grew 1,400 people. I used every credit card I had in my pocket to pay for hotels, to pay for food, to do everything that needed to be done there, for venues. Now, you think my life changed a little bit by the time I got back home? I had basically, and I'm going to just use the word greed, I got greedy. And I was just going to basically took all my savings and everything else and thought I'm going to go over here and turn it 100-fold. And turned out to be the biggest blessing that ever happened to me, because I probably would have never looked at this industry. It just so happened that one of the guys used to be a promoter in the business. He had hounded me for a long time to get in the business. Happened to call me 3 days after I got back. Guess what? I needed to make some money. So when I got into business, I really got in it just to make a little bit of extra income. And to get him off my back. And this, I'm telling this story to make you understand how important it is for you to be in Las Vegas for our national convention. Because, see, I got in the business and I was blessed through wrestling to become a motivational speaker. I became the host of the Easter Seals Telethon in Dallas for 15 straight years. Made a lot of connections. But I found out I didn't have a network marketing degree. I could fill up rooms like this. Get them excited. I tell people, they go to Tony Robbins, or they go to Zig Ziglar, used to when he was alive. They go and they pay literally hundreds of dollars to go get excited. To try to just believe in themselves. But then when they leave, they don't have a game plan. They go back to the same grind with their job, where most of them are never going to get promoted. And, you know, people work a whole year hoping to get maybe a $200 raise. But see, I drove to Atlanta, and for the first time I met one of the guys in my upline who had been a truck driver, and at that time was making right at $85,000 a month. I'm like, I'll never forget, he was writing on the board, he couldn't spell millionaire. He said, I don't know, but I are one. You know, when you are, you don't need to know how to spell it. And I'll never forget, see, you got to understand, he was a truck driver. And he got into business because his wife had got in it, and he was in the water filter business, needed someone to install the water filters. His agreement was, if she would let him watch football and leave him alone on Sundays, he would go install the water filters. Then he saw her check, and he thought, well, if she can do it, he had the male chauvinist pig we all have. Well, what could I do? Well, long story, he did it. But over the years, I've met a carpet salesman that made over $5 million this year. I met a vacuum cleaner salesman that made over $5 million. I know a waiter at 19 years old that got recruited, waiting on a table, that till this day, for the last 28 years, he's made almost $1 million a month. Wow. His name's Jeffrey Birdie. He's made like $80 million or something. It's ridiculous. But the thing is, you cannot judge by people's looks. See, everybody either has money or they want money. They have it or they want more of it. When I heard her ask, how many like to have an extra 1,000? I don't care who you ask that question to. You can ask that question to Bill Gates. He raised his hand. I can use an extra 1,000. And so, when I went to Atlanta, I learned this is a business. Okay? I learned that you can't just fill the room up. You can't just keep recruiting and recruiting and recruiting. You got to learn to keep people in. You got to learn to help people become successful. Because of that key word we use up here called residual. See, most people know the word residual if they knew someone in insurance. Right? Every time you renew your policy every year, guess what they get? Paid. Most insurance companies pay you for like 5 years and then it becomes their client. And I'll never forget, you talk about, well, that guy listens to me. I recruit anybody. I love it when a banker tries to tell you this is not a good business, like he's financially free. I guarantee you my banker wishes he was in where I'm sitting. I never forget one time we had 3 guys come to a meeting in Atlanta, matter of fact, and Ralph, my upline, was doing the presentation and everything, and these guys were young and they were doing well, and this was Friday night. This was a 2-day event. His daughter had actually recruited him, and she said they didn't see it. They're leaving. He's leaving. They're leaving. So she brought him in and introduced him to Ralph, and I'll never forget because I was in the room. He said, so you guys didn't like what he said? Oh, we do good. We all make like 200 grand. He said, a month. He said, no, a year. He said, oh, that's what I make a month. They were there the next day. And we talk about all this money up here, guys, but I'm going to tell you, money's not everything. A lot of people, there's a lot of Bible people out there. Hey, Job wasn't a poor man. No. There's nothing wrong with money as long as you control the money and the money does not control you. Right. You see, money ranks right up there with oxygen. It will make your life a lot better if you have it. Right. It will remove stress, which can pass down from generation to generation. Your kids feel it when you're stressed. But when they get up here and they talk about what's going on, guys, right now, and I was telling a story to Dusty and his team this morning, it's funny, I got a call from another company, which I'm sure I'm going to get several of them. I'm kind of like, there was 2 pastors. There was a pastor that had a church that had been his congregation had been going on for about 25 years. Then a new church came and built just up the hill. And pretty soon, his people started going to the other church. They slowly started moving over. Well, he went and complained to the other pastor that you're stealing my sheep. He said, no, I planted greener grass. We have planted the greenest grass in this industry. We are attracting a lot of people.
Come on.
The owners think we're raiding their companies. We're not raiding their companies. I haven't called one other company. We just tell the truth. Unfortunately, Facebook and Twitter and all that is showing what's happening over here. And the thing is, guys, when I stand up here and tell you no other company can pay out what we're paying out, they can't. Because I own several companies, but I have two. One is Extreme Travel, traditional travel company. Not network marketing company, traditional travel company. Then we have Paycation. The reason we call it Paycation, what a great marketing name. Why take a vacation when you can take a vacation? But see, we allow the monies that come in from Extreme, which sells travel, which is in the out of Travel Savers, the second largest consortium in the world. Out of their 3,200 agencies, we're in the top 75. We're actually in the top 50. Yeah. Wow. Give yourself a hand because you got the But we also, with our travel club, in today's world with the technology, there's not a company out there that shouldn't have some kind of travel benefit for their employees or their clients, or they're leaving money on the table. So we go in and private label. I can create IBM travel. We have credit unions, we have other MLMs that have travel benefits. But what we do is we take a percentage of that money that comes in and feed it into our comp plan. So therefore I can pay out more percentage than any other company because I'm not basing it totally on what's paid in here, $59.95 a month. I call it crossover marketing. I've trademarked it, I've copyrighted it. See, most companies don't pay out what they really say they do. Herbalife went public back in the 80s. Mark Hughes, the owner, had to buy him back off the market because all of a sudden, when he'd been saying all those years they were paying out 64%, when you go public, you have to show your books. He was paying out 29%. So, what we've done here, and I want to guess, I don't want to distribute. Where's the nearest guest? Who's in here a guest? Your guest? Come up here with me if you don't mind. What's your name? What is it? Karina. Karina. Give Karina a hand. We use a little system that's called Camelot. Our back office is run by Data Paradigm. They handle the Direct Sales Association, some of the biggest network companies out there. That's why we don't have to worry about your website crashing. You cannot implode us. They handle companies that have 1 million distributors. Wow. But on my phone, I get I'm going to touch on this right quick because I get a little alert every time somebody joins. And going into this meeting, we have a thing called Top Dog Award going on right now. It's for the state that creates the most new members. Not only in their state, they can recruit anywhere and count your point. If you live here, point counts here. And then we have the individual top award. And I think what's amazing, right here today, we have number 1 and number 2 in the room. They were tied at 9 o'clock this morning because I looked. Both of them had 20 since January 1st. But then one of them recruited someone at 9:20 this morning. I saw it. Now you would have thought since they're in the room it was here, right? No, it was in Michigan. So right now our standing to the Top Dog Award in second place with 20, Dusty Devon. And in first place with 21, Kenneth Reed. I'm coming. This is showing you when people join, right? So the little orange, that means someone came in the last 5 minutes. Purple's the last 15. All of those are within the last hour. We're not going through all that. But what I want to show, we'll hold this for a second. Go back up here. See that? Technology is great. Those are all payrolls. Those are all commission. We pay that right here. We're going to click on the last one. important that you hear this, guys. These are facts. These are not. All of this, I'm just using this group. When I say this group, the people that have got it started with us since September 23rd, matter of fact. I just want you to, real quick, just read off some names right there. You see them?
Donald Bradley, Thomas W. Harris III, Shedrick White, Antoinette Jones, Shaniza Deson,
That's right.
Sherry Maisie, Dynasty Development LLC, Orlando Moore, Brent Harding, David Guilty.
Okay, hold on. Now, you can see how far this goes, guys. Okay. What these are people that got commissions this last month. Residual commissions. Now we're going to start back at the top, and I just want you to read these, because these are what they're earning monthly now.
The gross.
That's right there, gross.
$27,483.68. $11,653.92. $11,111.76. $8,552. $7,871.46. $4,975.28.
That's enough. Look, how far does it go?
And the list keeps
And
going.
we're still up far. See, here's down here even $153.
151.
The thing, guys, thank you for me. Here's the thing, guys. Last month we paid out 83.8%. That's impossible to stay in business, because in true business, any of you who own a company know, first thing you have to do is separate 20% that goes to your product. Okay? Now, I'm proud to say I have trillions of dollars worth of inventory that I didn't spend one penny for. American Airlines has a lot of it. Delta has a lot of it. Funjet Vacations has a lot of it. Apple Vacation, Charisma Resorts. The thing is, we don't have to spend that money, so we take that 20%, shove it in the comp plan. I made a decision about 14 months ago. We cut our overhead, this company, $40,000 a month. Why? We don't need big offices. I'd rather put it in the comp plan.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Our customer service and travel work from home now. With new technology, why not? I bring them in for a meeting. We call it the sweatshop there in Allen. Now we are looking for extreme. We're going to go ahead and get some offices, because now I have the Prime Minister of Travel from Africa wanting to come talk to me. Wow. We are a global opportunity. Travel Savers just invited us. This is huge kudos for us. Travel Savers is doing their 36th or 37th year anniversary in Boca Raton in June. They called and asked, would Extreme Travel be willing to do a workshop at the convention for over 3,200 agencies coming in on how to treat your home-based agents. We will have pictures of that little brochure when it comes out about what we're doing. Well, as I look around the room, some of you may say, well, this is not for me. Yes, it is. If you knew how many hours these people put into it, you'd be scared to do it. But see, what happens is it becomes part of life. You just do it. It's fun. Who do you know that doesn't want to travel? Nobody. I don't care if they're 8 wanting to go to Disneyland. Our oldest distributor is 93. I never forget. I was talking about working your warm market. It's easier than your cold market. Warm market's your friends, your family, your co-workers. Cold market, you go run ads and stuff. She said, I'm 93, I have no choice but to work the cold market. Warm market, I've attended all their funerals. This business is for everybody, guys. It doesn't matter what race. It doesn't matter where they live in the world. Everyone travels, and more than ever, people need an opportunity. Yes. Our goal in 2014 is to help more people walk away from corporate America than any company in history. Yes. Some people think that takes $5,000 or $10,000 a month. It doesn't. When we talk about a country where the average income, guys, it's not $5,000 or $6,000 a month. It's like $20,000 a year. Right. So when you talk about giving people an opportunity to work, to go home, to not have to have an alarm clock, People talked about working 2 jobs. I love what you said last week. 2 jobs are for 2 people, not 1. So real quick, for the people that do have to leave, I understand I'm praying you come back for a little bit of training, because that's where Atlanta took me. I went on from that company to another company where I found out what timing, like what we have right now, is all about. Because I had the same comp plan. The difference was I was in before everybody knew about it. See, we come to, I am so proud of what showed up here in Birmingham today. We have the same meeting. I got a picture on here from Mark Campese at his meeting, clear across the country. Looks just loaded. Standing room only. Last week we had 8 meetings at once going on. See, it's like throwing a rock in a pond. What happens? Ripple starts. But what eventually does the ripple do? It takes over the pond. Right now we're throwing rocks into Birmingham, Alabama, or into Alabama. We're throwing rocks into Texas. We're throwing rocks into Georgia. We're throwing rocks into New York. We're throwing rocks into the Bahamas. The ripple is on, guys. It is no secret Paycation will become a household name in 2014. The question is, where are you and what do you want to accomplish? If you run into me again, I may ask you, what is your goal? Not your goal for this month, your 5-year goal. Because in this business, you be persistent and consistent. It creates residual income. You don't have to recruit 70 this month. Just recruit 1 or 2 or 3 a month, and watch what happens after a year when they start duplicating. We're putting all kind of systems in for you guys to help you build this business. We're going to go to Las Vegas April the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th. I don't care if you take any other vacations, and if you're in this business, you will. You'll meet people like Billy and Stella Young who've taken 19 vacations in their last 2 years. And he has a full-time job. I do not know how that works. That's where we put the rule in. You're not allowed to take more vacations than the CEO. But they live in Bonham, Texas. Anyone can do it. Some people may do it like them just to get to travel, go on the member trips. Some people may do it to put a kid in college, to pay a house payment, a car payment. Some may do it to become stinking filthy rich. Doesn't matter. It's a numbers game. Whoever gets the most no's right now will probably end up making the most money in this business. We have other bonuses we'll talk about. We have a $1 million bonus that I got a feeling now is going to be paid in 2014 based on what's happening. But as I look across the room, I know some of you got a slip to sign up. $79. A pair of shoes cost $79. Chili's at $4 costs more than $79. Could be the best investment you ever make in yourself. I'm an owner that understands without you there's no me. I'm an owner that understands in order to create success, we have to have success. I've created a compensation plan here that no one can make money without helping others. Period. Period. So I'm asking you to join the team today. Write that date down, April the 11th. Right now, you can go to your back office and get registered to go to Las Vegas. The Venetian. See, it's a story. It's a story. You don't want to go to Vegas and stay in the Motel 6. That's why it stays in Vegas if you did that. And I can promise you, what happens in that convention won't stay in Vegas. It's going to spread all over the world. But you go to the Venetian, we're getting a room for $169, whether it's double or single, king, suite, $169, normally $226. That's your story. Right now, Super Early Bird ends Monday. You can register for that event for $119 a person. Guys, the dinner alone with the award celebration on Saturday night. I'll be straight up, the Venetian's charging me $90 a person. But it's the story. Plus, we're going to have our cameras out there filming for our first video that we're going to put out to actually help you recruit. We have some videos on the website now. The last thing I want to say is, you'll meet my kids. Guys, my biggest testimony in this industry, I've been blessed, I've made a lot of money. But more than money, I've been to all of the cheerleading, volleyball, baseball. Matter of fact, I coached my son's Little League team, his basketball team. I coached my daughter's basketball team, her softball team. Priceless. See, when other parents, and today, the schools are so bad, they're starting, high school games start at 4 and 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'd sit in the audience and I'd feel sorry for the other parents. Oh, I can't come to that game, it starts at 5. I don't get off work till 5. Here, if you learn to learn, you'll learn to earn. If you're teachable, we all have the same attributes. Some of us don't use them. If you come back, you're going to hear what they are. But get signed up today. Get with the people in the room. I would have given anything if I would have had this type of leadership. Putting together meetings where I only paid $10 to come. And I could bring guests. It's unheard of. I love each and every one of you. I will help you as much as I can achieve your goals and dreams. Write down your 5-year goal, because that's what keeps you motivated. Where do you want to be 5 years from now? I am the CEO of this company. We're not going public. We're not changing the comp plan.